You interfere with Lin Kuei business. Leave or face our wrath. Had we not held back, you would not have survived. Obey your Grandmaster.
Hello Grandmasters, this is Stark here and welcome back to a new special video. So this one is an ultimate Sub-Zero guide where you will find everything about Sub-Zero, his best cameo, knowledge about his moveset and all the mind games and techs involved with Sub-Zero as well. Before I start this guide, I wanna tell you all that I have made another guide before where I have covered Sareena as his cameo and talked about some regular doubts related to Ice Clone and back to combo into Ice Clone. If you wanna know all those things, you can check that guide, the link is in the description. Later in this video, I will be covering combos too with the notations, so if there is anyone who is not familiar with the notations, I am putting a screenshot on my screen right now. Pause the video and note it down so you understand the combos easily. Now without any further ado, let's get started. Now let's talk about the cameo first. So in my opinion, Chameleon is the best cameo for Sub-Zero right now, and we all know what comes with Chameleon, so I will just point out some main things and then we will head towards Sub-Zero. With the Kitana form, your most useful thing is the fan lift because it helps in keeping you safe from unsafe moves and is an important combo extender as well. Almost all the combos that involve fan lift uses the close variation of fan lift. I have seen a lot of people complaining that they are not able to combo consistently after slide. That is because they are trying to do the normal range fan lift, but you have to do the close fan lift. I will talk more about this later. The timestamps are given below if you directly want to move to that part. And to keep yourself safe, you have to do the far version of the fan lift. Now comes the Mileena form. She got two moves. First is the ball roll, which we all know is really busted, but it's punishable at the same time. So you got to be careful using that because 90% of the people now have adapted to it and they just see which form you are in and they are aware of the ball roll. Second is the Mileena size that you can use to extend aerial combos and even throw it on neutral to maybe catch your opponent from the air. The recharge rate on the size is too fast, so you don't have to worry about the recharge rate at all. Just use it when you think you need it. Now comes the Jade form, which comes with Jade Glaive, which is plus on block and helps in combo extensions, and Jade Glow that helps you not getting hit by projectiles, but I recommend you to use that only when you are far from your opponent. There is no point using that when you are mid-screen or close to your opponent because it gets away even if you get hit on block. Now let's talk about Sub-Zero. His strings are pretty trash to be honest because all of them have gaps and there are no plus frames on his strings or buttons, but there are some decent buttons that I would like to talk about. His back 2 is an overhead mid, that means first hit of the string is an overhead and second is a mid, but it's really punishable, so I don't recommend you using that without a cameo assistance so that you can cancel after the first hit and keep yourself safe. 2-1-2 is an overhead string that has a gap and you can mix into 2-1 slide for a decent mix. The mix isn't real, but it's decent. 1-2-2 is an overhead 2 but really slow and has a gap. Forward 1-2-3, in which 3 is a low, is now safe after the new buff, and forward 1-2 is the only mid that Sub-Zero has, but again it has a gap too. Back 3-4 is a low low, which again has a gap but is a mix up. Stand 3-4 is a mid low, which again has a gap, and 4-4 is a mid low too, which has a gap too. Now talking about his special moves, the Ice Ball, which is almost useless because it's too slow, but can be used with Jade Glaive to combo off full screen. Back forward 2, which is his clone punch, it's a decent projectile which is half screen and it's a mid, so your opponent cannot duck it. Down forward 4, which is the ground ice that you can use from any distance to keep chipping your opponent out and is a combo extender as well. But remember that all the Sub-Zero amplified moves and Ice Clone scales a lot in damage, so try not to use them a lot of times and extend your combos with cameo assistance when possible. Down back 1, which is his Ice Clone and probably the best move he has, which can armor break in some sequences and can catch people off guard while poking or jumping into a full combo. Back forward 3, which is his slide attack, which is a low and his armored move too. Jump down back 4, which is his dive kick, which is punishable if you land on your opponent's face, but if they get hit by it, you can extend the combo using 2-1 or 1-2 as a starter. And the amplified version of this move helps in combo extension and high damage. I guess that's all about Sub-Zero, so now we will move towards the most awaited part, which is the combos. I will divide the combos in all the 3 variations of Chameleon and show you, and after the combos, we will talk about mind games and techs. Now let's talk about some mind games. So one thing that works a lot is the dive kick after you throw the jade glaive, because a lot of people try to poke to hit chameleons so that the glaive do not return. But you can immediately jump and do down back 4 to catch them poking into a full combo punish. Now let's talk about a really interesting tech, that is the armor breaking tech with Ice Clone. You might have seen in my videos of me breaking armor of Kung Lao, so let me show you how to do that. First of all, it's totally dependent on a guess and has a really tight timing. You will have to guess if your opponent is going to armor or not, and if they are going to, you have to do forward 1 into Ice Clone. Remember, this tech only works against a few characters. I have not discovered the whole list of characters yet, but this works against Reptile, Kung Lao and Reiko that I have tested. But I am sure there are more cameos in the roster who you can break the armor with this setup. There is one more tech which is actually a glitch, to be honest, with the Jade's Glaive that gives you way more damage than usual. So what you have to do is time your attack with the returning glaive perfectly so that it feels like the returning glaive didn't even hit. The damage difference is insane, like the difference is like 4 to 5%, and you can get a lot of damage doing this tech. So the next mind game is the safe jump in tech. As you know that Sub-Zero got decent mix and they are all direct mix-ups, so you can easily mix your opponent with the help of Chameleon depending on which form she is available with. As I have already shown you in the combos that how you can cancel back 2 into slide and then fan lift to extend the combo. Likewise, doing jump 2 back 3 into ball roll, or jump 2 back 3 4 into Milena size, or you can do jump 2 back 2 into Jade Glaive, or jump 2 back 3 into Jade Glaive depending on overhead or low. You have a lot of options, but remember, if your opponent knows you are going for safe jump ins, they will try to delay wake up, and that will mess up your jump timing hit and you won't be able to mix them effectively. If you know your opponent is going to delay wake up, jump a little bit late so you perfectly time the jump attack into other sequences. Another tech, which is probably the last tech of this video, is the amplified clone setup that you can do only in the corner. If you have your opponent trapped in the corner, you can do an amplified ice clone in their face and do a forward throw to catch them in the clone and continue your combo, or you can do back 2 into slide to catch them in the clone and continue your combo. I guess that's all with the mind games and tech. There is one more thing that I would like to talk about, and that is extending combos with slide into fan lift. I see a lot of people struggling with that, so I need to point that out. So the thing is, when you do a normal slide, you have to wait till Sub-Zero lifts his opponent to the maximum height in the animation with his ice bar. Then you have to call in Kitana and do the closed version of the fan lift for extending the combo. The possible combos I have already shown you before. You don't have to do the far version or the default version, or use the default version only when you have to do ice clone in the combo. Otherwise, keep it simple with the closed fan lift. So with that, I think I have covered all the important points related to Sub-Zero, and I guess it is time to wrap up this guide. If you have any doubts related to the combos or the guide, my comment section is always open for you. I reply to every comment and would love to help you all anytime. Even if you watch this combo after months, I am still here to reply to the comments, don't worry. Thank you so much for your lovely support and staying till the end of this video. Make sure to send this video to all your homies who are trying to learn Sub-Zero, and I will catch you guys tomorrow with some insane Sub-Zero action.